Hello, everybody. My name is Damir, and today we will talk about media influence in political processes, with emphasis on American presidential elections. Please like this video and consider subscribing if you find this content interesting. So, we will talk about history at the beginning. Till the internet appeared, citizens had freedom to speak. But in reality, 99% of people were not heard by others, except those who were physically near them. Just your friends, colleagues, family members, neighbors could hear your voice. Just media and media exposed individuals had opportunity to speak to wider public. Everything changed a decade after appearance of the internet. It started with blogs when normies started to write blogs. After that, there were several social media which could be used as a tool to reach wider public by usual citizens. When several IT companies grew till a level they reached monopoly in their internet channels, the tendency started to reverse. Also, the market forced classic media to start to use social media if they want to keep their public. There is not much audience which is following classic media directly by buying paper newspapers or turning on TV or radio. More and more people are just going to their social media where everybody and everything is. Social media giants started to prefer classic media content over content created by independent creators, or better say, normies like myself. In that way, social media giants gain even more power and dominance over classic media companies, which created relationship of dependence. The classic media companies started to create content in a way it will be more adjustable to social media giants. In addition, social media introduced so-called fact-checking and different guidelines which should be respected by all creators, both independent and the media companies. It is clear now who make the rules. We have already seen that uh, tech giants were censoring classic media. They have censored Sky News articles and videos and gave editorial instructions what changes they have to do in their titles and content if they want to be heard and viewed on their platform. Even more extreme example was censoring New York Post, which published evidence of corruption allegations of some political actors, and they were censored, even banned from big tech platforms. On the other hand, we have seen other media spreading different conspiracy theories about the other political actors. And after a few years of formal investigation by institutions, they were proven to be just conspiracy theories. But it is not so much about who is allowed to speak and what is allowed to speak. If we take in consideration that the citizens are the subjects of all political processes, then it is more important what are people or citizens allowed to hear and read. At the end, they make decisions. There are two approaches to this matter, democratic and authoritarian. The democratic one means that citizens are allowed to hear every voice and that it is up to them to decide which side has more relevant arguments. They're the ones who say, I agree or I disagree. They're the judges who decide what is the truth for them. The other approach is authoritarian. The presumption is that people are not able to distinguish what is the truth and what is a lie. They're not able to weigh arguments. Therefore, there must be supervision above them, some gatekeeper who will decide instead of them what is the truth and what is a lie. It is up to somebody above all citizens which will weigh validity of arguments. Authoritarian approach means that there is just one truth and everything else is a lie. And people shouldn't be allowed to hear lies. They're just allowed to hear the truth. We have seen this in past 4 years, especially during presidential campaign process, or even more after the elections process took place. Twitter censored one candidate 67 times and the other one 0 times. Therefore, big tech companies see themselves as censors who decide who are people allowed to hear. There are some Congress representatives like Ocasio-Cortez and others who demand from big tech even more censorship. She asked till when you will allow the other party to use your platform to spread lies. So she sees her party as the truthful party and the opposite party as a lying party. And she strongly advocates big tech companies censoring their content. She literally demanded the sitting president to be banned from a big platform. In the other words said, she thinks that citizens should be allowed to hear just her party and her opinions, because just her and her party opinion is right, and everything else is misleading. And people shouldn't be allowed to hear misleading opinions. More than one Democratic official said that support for the sitting president and his party is possible just because social media is allowing his ideas and opinions to be spread over social media. And I would totally agree with them about that. If just one party is allowed to speak, it is a big gain for that party. And if other party cannot reach citizens and potential voters, it will be much more difficult for them to argument their positions and to gain election results at the end. Even if you totally agree with truthful party completely and you completely disagree with lying party, the question is about the principle. What if your preferred party start to change and you don't agree with them anymore? And you don't consider them so truthful anymore in the future? If this system is already established, you will not be able to hear criticism and you will not be able to hear the other side. And what are their opinions now, since somebody else decided you're not allowed to hear their lies? So, what do you think? Which system is better, democratic or authoritarian? Democratic, uh, democratic system, all sides are allowed to be heard, and every individual decides which side has more relevance, um, or our authoritarian one, where somebody else decides in the name of the people what is the truth. Do both sides at the court have opportunities to say their side of story, and just after both sides present their argument the decision should be made? Or just right side at the process has right to advocate their view, therefore even before the court process starts the decision should be already made? And if really there is just one truth and voters should hear just one side, what is the point of elections and all processes? Just to confirm what is already decided? Please leave your opinion in comments. See you next time.